are going to use CSS properties to add a drop shadow to an element on our HTML page. And listed here are two properties, and you can copy these and paste them right into an existing rule. What we're seeing here are four sort of components to this property. There's a distance from the top, a distance from the left, and this is in relation to the item itself. There's kind of the amount of vignetted edge that's happening, the softness, if you will, of that drop shadow, and then the color. I want to point out here, though, that on the handout that you have, there is an error in the color. Both colors should be the same. I'm not sure how that happened here, but when we get this into Dreamweaver, I want to make sure to change either both to black or both to gray. So I'm going to copy these properties so I don't have to type them. Just one note again that these properties will not work in Internet Explorer. It will not affect the code. Your Explorer friends just won't see your drop shadow. Alright, so I have these highlighted rather. I'm going to copy and go back over to my Dreamweaver page. So what I have so far is this div tag with a transparent ping tiling in the background. I have this orange border, and when I turn on live view, you can see the results of some of the other properties that I've added for rounding the corners. And I've only chosen to round two of the corners and leave two square. Well, I need to head over to the code view and find the div tag that all of this is happening to. And into that mix, I will create some room and paste the shadow properties. So as I mentioned before, we have some issues with, I think I'll change the 9s to 0s. By the way, this is just a shorthand way of indicating hexadecimal color. You know, you're certainly welcome to type in any color. It can be the full 6-digit combo. Well, let's see what we have here, and then we'll alter some of these properties. Alright, well, I'm in the live view. I have those properties, but I'm not seeing a drop shadow. The drop shadow, one of those things where you actually have to preview in the browser. Your live view in Dreamweaver is not going to help you out. So let's save this file with the properties and check that out. And there's my drop shadow. So pretty nice. This is dropped down 10 pixels from the top. It's pushed over 10 pixels from the left. It has a 5. So just kind of note the amount of softness here. And it's also black. So those are the attributes that we have to work with within the property. So if we come in, first of all, we can change the color. Let's try, we'll just plug in a gray, just to note that you obviously can change the color. I think I'd like to completely change the light source, if you will, on that. So I can use negative values for the positioning. So now it will appear to, the shadow will be above the box and to the left of the box. The other thing I want to do is take this 5, which is referring to the softness, that vignetted edge, and increase that. And I'm going to put that up to 20 just so we can see some dramatic results there. So we should see a softer edge, a change of position, and a change of color. So let's see what we have here. Nothing's going to happen here in the live view, but when I preview in our browser, alright, well, the position changed, the softness changed. I think I'm going to go back and change it to black because that gray on that sort of taupey color isn't doing what I want. And that's just as simple as going into the code and switching that black back to black. Alright, save, preview. Okay, so I have that softer edge. Alright, one more thing here. This, I'm going to get out of live view. And a little bit difficult to see, even I can note that. So I'm going to move this whole business down and preview one more time. Okay, so a much clearer, it's obviously not where I want that box to be, but I can see my drop shadows change the position, change of the number to 20 created the softer edge, and I went back to black. I still have the transparency, the round corners, so kind of the best of all that CSS can do to your